To the untrained eye, the Sinawali caveman can look untrained, and often it is. But sometimes it's not, and in the hands of a good Krabi Krabong player, it can be a very formidable structure. And here to help us out with this is Ajarn Salty Dog. Whether you fight with it or against it, you need to understand it. Salty Dog.
Thank you. One of the things that those of us involved over the years in Dog Brothers have shared is the desire to check out other martial arts and try their effectiveness in the context of the real contact stick fighting. Probably one of the most influential has been the Machado Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It not only changed the way we fought, but also the way we approached our fights. Not always in the sense of applying the grappling, but also in trying to counter it. Eric and Mark had access to the Machados and training in the Jiu-Jitsu in Southern California. While living in New Mexico, I didn't. I felt like I needed to find some way to counter their growing grappling skills. I had also trained for a number of years in Thai boxing, and I felt that the close-range, empty-hand weapons of Thai boxing were what I was looking for, but I lacked their application against the weapons. One of the things I'd heard of over the years was a Thai weapons martial art called Krabi Krabong. And in 1991, I met Ajarn Jason Webster, who had trained at the Bodai Swan Sword Fighting Institute in Bangkok. I worked with Jason for several years, and I also trained at Bodai Swan myself. In the Krabi Krabong, I think I found a way to integrate my Thai boxing skills with the real contact stick fighting. Helping me today will be Dogzilla. We'll be going through using your left or off lead and applying various kicks in the context of the real contact stick fighting. Let's start first with looking at the left or the off lead. You might feel that this is disadvantageous to your fighting style, but I think once you try it, you'll find it works very well. Let's look at attacking first. So out of our left lead or our off lead, we're going to start and we're going to step into our strike. As we step, we feed the forehand. So I'm using my step to cover the distance. If I need to take a longer step, I'll take a lead step, and then I'll follow with my rear foot. Throughout the video, you'll see me holding my stick in the center. In case you're wondering why this is, it's based off the da, or the Thai sword. You can see it has a much longer handle. Usually you'll fight with it with your thumb placed behind the hilt for the thrust. As you slice and stroke, you'll hang on to it normally. The handle is used to both block and to attack with. I can control my opponent's feet, arms, neck, whatever. I'll grab onto. Also, as I go through, you'll see me raising up to chamber from this position here. The idea being is that I always keep a threat on my opponent. I'm here, the tip is forward. I'm here, the tip is forward. Even if I'm doing a caveman, I'm going to start it out of this position here. I just carry my hand forward and carry through with my stroke. Just like throwing a ball, basically. If you throw the ball, you chamber back, you throw the ball out, this is the same thing. A little different from the abanico. I'm not twisting the stick, I'm just throwing my hand forward, the sword is following. With the stick, okay, now with Mike, we'll go through the application of stepping into my left lead. Mike and I are fighting. Now, when I feel like I have the opening out of the left lead, instead of charging, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little forward step, and then I'm going to follow with my rear foot. I'm going to deliver my power stroke. This will be a full stroke, just like stepping in with everything I got. So I'll be back in here, I'll feel Mike, and I'll go, okay, this is where I'm coming. I'm going to take a little step, I'm going to step in, and I'm going to hit. As you see, you can cover a lot of space fairly subtly. He feels like he has the advantage if he's in a right lead. I'm in a left lead. He goes, I've got the range. I'm able to take a short step here and then cover 3 or 4 feet with this following step. So you can see by stepping and changing leads each time, forehand right foot forward, backhand left foot forward. Even though he's continuing backwards, I'm able to follow him and deliver power strokes with each hit. Now let's look at the application stepping back out of your off lead. If I'm fighting an opponent who's putting a lot of pressure on me, and I feel like he's going to be coming in at any minute, I may switch to a left lead. What's going to happen is Mike's going to step in with his caveman, and I'm just going to step back into my right lead. So I'm out in here. I may be fighting in my right lead. I feel Mike really wanting to come in. So I step back into my left lead. So I'll step back and then he can come in. By stepping back, I'm stepping back into my power shot. So I'm able to deliver a full power stroke while going backwards. So let's look at how we can train the footwork as well as the stroke at the same time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start from my off lead. As I feed my forehand, I'm going to step with my right leg. As I feed my backhand, I'll be stepping with my left. Now I'll strike going backwards, same thing. Now let's look at training with a partner. Forward. And again. Forward. Now let's take a look at kicking in a stick fight. Anybody who's tried to kick against a weapon knows how painful this can be if you don't have the right timing and the right knowledge of when to apply the kick. What we're going to start with is my defending against a caveman with a roof block. As I defend, I chamber a teep and I kick my opponent. I keep myself covered until I get him back off the teep, and then I continue with my attack, whatever it might be. Now notice I'm trying to kick high. I'm trying to kick him in the chest. When you kick to the stomach, your opponent can absorb the energy, the stick can carry through, you can still get hit. You want to kick high in the chest. It stops his forward momentum, it stops his sword strike. If I come in and I kick Mike in the stomach, he bends forward, he can still kick me or hit me. Now if I kick to the chest and I kick up, his body momentum goes backwards, his strike is stopped. Okay, let's look at our next variation. Now my opponent's strike is going to continue through. I'm going to do my roof block, backing up my hand for extra strength. I'm going to push off. As I push off, I'm going to step in with my right, and then I'm going to unload with my left into the leg. Slowly. So as he block, parry off, kick. As I parry, I try to drive to the side and backwards at the same time. I don't want to just take it to the side and let him come back with another strike. I want to make it go back at an angle 45 degrees to his body. Slow. Step. I'm going to continue in. I'm going to push this off and kick. And then back. Okay, a little faster. Good. When I feed a number one or a caveman, my opponent's going to try to block and continue with some sort of follow-up. What I want to do is take this option away from him. I'm going to make him choose between getting hit by a stick or taking the kick. I need to do this by kicking simultaneous or slightly behind my kick. I don't kick on the beat. I'm not going to kick one kick. He'll be able to counter. I want to do it immediately behind. He has to choose between taking the shot with the stick or taking the shot with the kick. In this particular case, I'm going to try to kick up into the rib cage. It's almost always wide open when your opponent's doing his block. Your stick after you feed stays high. I don't want to let my stick carry down here and leave my head open. I want to keep my stick up. Go ahead and step in. Now we're going to kick to the left side. Same position, up under the armpit, but I'm going to set it up a little different. This is my favorite kick. I love this kick. I'm going to start with the same footwork, same feed. Step in with my right foot, feed my forehand. Now I'm going to immediately rip off a backhand and follow it with the kick. Step forehand, backhand, kick. This one's very nice. A little hard for him to get the energy that the kick's coming in because you're doing 2 strikes in a row with the stick. By the time the second one's there, your opponent's blocking, he's high, his ribs are open, you lay the kick in there. Now, once again, you want to remember, because you have the weapon and your opponent has a weapon, you want to protect yourself while you're kicking. So as I come in and I feed, and then I feed, this stays up to cover. I want to keep this in case he decides he wants to come back with another hit. I don't want to let this carry down. A lot of you in the Thai boxing, you do the kicking. Your hand swings. No, not with the weapon. You want to make sure with the weapon that this stays up to protect yourself. Once again, as I come in, I strike, strike, kick. I'm covered. I'm protected here. I can follow with my own follow-up now.
All right, let's take a look at a fight that presents some of the range issues that the off-lead seeks to solve.
Okay, black and purple, two equally matched fighters, same strength, same size. They'll be trying a lot of the same stuff, too.
The knee shot there, good zoning of the head. Black's going to come back with a very nice Floretti of his own and get on the thigh. Very painful, distracting shot on the inside. And now we're going to see the off-lead issue come into play. Right instinctively prefers the right forward, but now he wants to protect it, and so he's starting to put the left out. We're going to see this repeat during the fight.
You'll see a lot of leg hunting early on. Coming up shortly, Purple will take another swing at it, and watch the way he recovers his stick at the end.
As he gets hit on the merge line, the stick is knocked out of his control until he slickly picks it up behind his back. Not often that you see a razzle-dazzle motion like this pulled off under pressure.
We don't recommend it all the time either.
And again, here we see the off-lead. Purple's trying to solve the range issue, steps through with the right. Going to be a painful exchange here.
Brutal. In this exchange, you see both fighters eating it. Black took one right across the face, and if you notice, his fencing mask has a nice crease across it from the impact of the stick.
Purple catches one on the inside of his arm as he goes for the shin shot, and his grip is weakened.
Fighters are rarely aware of how weak their grip becomes after a shot like that, and you'll notice Purple drop his stick again after another leg shot.
This takes the fight into a genuinely spontaneous moment. For those who want to dive into the hardcore thing, you might need to do some training like this where you get a sense of the material, you isolate out other variables, and begin to test yourself and your ability to do it.
Yes. There's nothing like getting together with a few friends on a Sunday afternoon and taking a swing at each other just to get a sense of realism.
Nice.
But it's important to keep safety in mind as well. Here you see experienced fighters going at it, and given their length of time as stick fighters, they're pretty much aware how far they can go. If you're just starting out, I don't recommend you doing it this long and this hard. And while we highly, highly emphasize reality in your training, by all means, do not overdo it. You can get injured.
Some nice clinch work there. And as you develop a sense of when you can and can't really put a drive on somebody, like that there, you know you're ready. You're ready to bring in some friends from out of town.
In this fight, black has the advantage over yellow in both size and experience.
This doesn't stop yellow from getting off a nice move for the first exchange of the fight. Challenges the caveman with a roof caveman backhand of his own and moves off the line. However, on the next exchange, at the clinch corto range, yellow gets the worst of it as the fight opens up. Now watch here for the lead shift. Right lead by black into the off lead. He's cornering yellow, and he throws the big left kick that takes out the ribs. Many people, when they first try the off lead, feel very uncomfortable and very unnatural. They feel that their weapon is too far out of play and that their front side is vulnerable. But this fight here is going to show just how effective this structure can be for establishing a good bubble. White here is in an off lead. He's got the big right loaded as yellow figures things out. He swings, steps through, recovers, the bubble is maintained. Yellow is shifting into his own off lead as well throughout this fight. The umbrella backhand timed that caveman nicely. White shifts into a standard lead of his own, and as they're both in match lead, yellow takes off and shoots in for a crashing roof entry. Scores some nice hits, and the fight opens again. Notice the importance of range awareness here on defending the head in the structure that White is using. The camera angle is ideal here. If you screw up on this, the consequences can be heavy. When fighting aggressively, it's important to remember your defense. White goes in with a backhand redondo side kick, but he too is on the receiving end with a head shot and a body shot. The fight opens up and both men find themselves in the off lead. As Brown shifts to the conventional lead, he scores a pair of nice shots to the empty hand. These are very painful. As is that shot to the face. That one too. One wonders what would happen if White had had a stick in his left hand. Arlan, Eric and I have watched you work with the Krabi Krabong over several years now, and in the beginning we kind of chuckled, and now we don't. We're a lot more interested in what it is and what it isn't. It kind of looks like Muay Thai kickboxing, but it's not. What are the similarities? What are the differences?
You need to remember that the Krabi Krabong was a military style, and that originally Muay Thai started off being the empty hand part of the Krabi Krabong. You lost your weapon, you had to use your hands, your knees, your feet, whatever. Over the years, that evolved more into a sport as part of training, less injuries, went to a ring, went to gloves, time limits, etc. You had none of those on a battlefield. You were fighting, there was people behind you, to the side. There's 10 guys. I want the guy in the end. I don't want these 9 guys. I just want to get through them, whatever I got to do. You saw we changed leads quite a bit. You're moving more. You know, in a ring, you have certain things you're trying to set up. You have less space. You're out on a battlefield. You're covering more area. You're covering more space. You're stepping over things. So you work your feet more. You're circling. You use the changing your leads to stop circling or to continue your circling. Like I say, I think it was just the context in which it was used.
Now, a lot of people who train in weaponry arts, and particularly various facets of stick fighting, it's accepted wisdom that you don't kick with weapons, and here we see you kicking with weapons.
This is one of the great things about the Krabi Krabong. Almost all the weapons use is based on being able to use the rest of your body. Your knees, your kicks, your punching, attacking with other parts of your weapons. If you're just using your weapon, you're limiting yourself. If I'm just using my stick, all I have is my stick. I want to be able to use everything. And what I found in the Krabi Krabong is it teaches you the knowledge and the timing to apply your kicking, to apply your knees, to apply your elbows, and to use them against weapons.
And so that's why you have these things where you step through, that you have the off lead that steps through, is to create the range that you can get into these other tools?
Yes, absolutely. And it will change depending on the length of the weapon. A staff, although the footwork will be the same, I might work it in a different length, a different order, stepping to the side, but I'll be constantly changing to adjust against the weapon.
So In the previous tape, we were talking about the Sinawali caveman, where a lot of people naturally put their power hand in the rear and they kind of paw with the front hand. And here we have a structure that has the natural power hand in what you call the off lead.
Yes.
So it seems like a natural way to fight Sinawali as well for many
Yes,
people.
actually, in the beginning training, you start with the double swords. That's the primary training. You go to the single later after you perfected your double sword attacks.
Would you show us some of the double sword, or in this case, double stick?
Sure.
All right, let's take a look.
Let's take a look now at how the Sinawali applies to what we learned earlier with the stepping. If you feed your rear hand without stepping through, you're feeding with no power. You want to take that same movement we did earlier and translate it to the Sinawali. I may clear with this front one, I may attack with the front one, but I'm going to step in, just as I did earlier. Carry my backhand, step in with my forehand again. Footwork stays the same, but now I just add in whichever combination of sticks I need to work with. Going backwards, same thing. I can double. I can parry and hit. I can parry and hit. I can hit. Coming back again, same thing. I can work my attacks, always stepping, always feeding, getting the range, getting the power. Come back. And a little faster. Ready? Come back. Good. Come forward. Forward. Stop. The strike. I don't want to spend a lot of time on that, but just so you have an idea on them. Yes?
Cutting angle.
Cutting angles. We learned head, 45 degree horizontal, 45 degree to the knee, straight over top of the head. And that's it. There's double, single, angles change just like anything else, but basically we call it basic 8, which is what we're going to do. Let's see. Oh, I just see it for space. Because this was a military system, there's really only a few basic drills that you do to learn the weapons. There's a, we call it an 8 count, a 7 count, a 9 count, and a 3 count. And you do them with all the weapons. You do them different, each weapon against the other weapon. So once you learn the basic counts, you don't have to learn a new count for the weapon. All you have to do is learn how that weapon works with the count. So we're going to start with the 8, which is the very first one. And we're going to be a little crowded, so just be careful with each other. We're going to step and hit each time we come forward. We're going to do 2 hits to the head, 2 hits to the waist, 2 hits to the knee, 2 hits to the top of the head. So sort of pace yourself on where you're going to go. You start from your regular stance. We're going to step, and you're going to hit head. And you're going to step and hit head. Waist, waist, knee, knee, straight down on top of the head, straight down on top of the head. Your other stick, for now, just chamber it back a little bit so that you're ready for your next strike. Yes?
When somebody is going from the waist and cutting it horizontally, how do you stop yourself from running into their other horizontal strike?
I'm not sure it's which.
Why do you defend it? If you come in at the same angle someone else is coming in on, the chances of you hitting each other is pretty high.
Yeah, when we do the blocking part, we'll... Yeah, this is the feeding, and then we'll do the blocking from there. So let's everybody kind of start back as far as you can here. And I think if we all kind of line up and go the same, we won't hit each other too much.
If I get annoyed, just a minute.
But you step each time you strike, and you step into the lead that you're feeding with. So we start in the left. You're going to step, head, step, head, step, waist, step, waist, step down at the knee, step down at the knee, step top of the head, step top of the head. Okay, and again, pretty simple. Head, head, waist, waist, knee, knee, top of head, top of head. One more time, then we'll do the blocks going backwards. Head, head, waist, waist, knee, knee, top of head, top of head. Now we're going to block going backwards. So you just left in a left lead. We're going to step back, and you're just going to block across. Just a real simple block. You don't want to carry clear across your body. You don't want your hand to go, you want the tip of the stick and about the middle of your forearm to be at the center, your hand just slightly past center. I don't want to be over here, and I don't want the tip carrying over this way. I want to stay covered in here. Once again, I want to present a threat. Step back block, head. Now you're going to go a little lower, same block. Same thing, step back, same block. Now you're going to drop the tip and block down. Same thing other way. You're going to step back, roof block. Step back, roof block. Okay, now we're going to feed again. Head, head, waist, waist, knee, knee, top of head, top of head. You're going to block going backwards from here. Step back, block. Step back, block. Step back, block a little lower for the waist shot. Again. Drop the tip, block the knee shot. Block the knee shot. Roof. And roof. A note on blocks. In the Krabi Krabong, a block isn't this. As he comes in, my block is, I'm attacking with my block. In a sort of a different way of thinking of an attacking block, but the strikes in the Krabi Krabong, I'm not just doing this and hitting. I'm putting everything I got into one of these, and I'm going to try to take it everywhere. I don't care if he blocks. I don't care what he does. I'm going to do my strike. And I'm going to put everything I got into it. So as I come, I'm not just going to step and sort of do a little hit. Even if I'm going hard where I'm just sort of hitting, I want to carry through.
Howard, move out of the way.
But I want to carry through. But I want to carry through with control. I don't want to end up out of control at the end. But I want to commit, as I do my strike, that this carries through. Once again, if he doesn't block, he gets his head cut off. If he does, I'm probably going to smash his sword into him, whatever. So as I step, I want to make sure that this carries through. Not a hit that stops. A hit that carries through. So when you block, you just can't put your stick up. If he just puts his stick up and I carry through like that, he's going to eat his own stick. So he has to put the energy in as I come to counter the energy that I'm putting, especially when you're going double sticks. If I'm doing this kind of thing, full bore, he's got to have some kind of energy to keep me from coming in. So when we're doing the drill, I don't want you guys that are blocking to just sort of go. I want you to give a little pop and a little push at the end, okay? The guy who's feeding should feel like his stick is bouncing off yours. So we're going to do it with partners. Try to get some space. You can keep it a little short. Be real careful with each other. So I'm going to step. He's going to block. Step and block. Now, if you get run up against the wall, you can stand in place. I don't know if you saw at the end there. I can just do my strikes place and we don't have to move. So it's tight right now, so be a little careful. Once again, the guy blocking, don't reach on the block. Okay, you let the sword come to you. You know where the sword's coming. He's trying to cut your head off. You know where he's going. So I want to come out and I want to pop it, but I want to keep it in tight. I don't want to let this carry all the way out. If he's faking, he's going to cut my arm off. So I want to be in here, so if I can go ahead and counter from there. So work the 8 back and forth, down and back, down and back. Just keep going. Thank you, James.
You're going to start with your left lead. You're going to step, forehand, throw. Now the little step is a backhand. Big step is a forehand. Step is backhand. Forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand. Number 9, straight down. So you're going to count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So each of them, you're doing your strikes are forehand, backhand, same hand, forehand, backhand, other hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to start, and you're just keeping out the block in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one comes up at the end of the block. Okay? Everybody see that? Let's just do it backwards a couple times. I think you guys get that pretty quick, and then we'll bear on into this part.
There you go. No solution.
I want you to start easy. You're matching footwork. You should be in the same lead. If I step here, he should be stepping back. If I do a little step, he should do a little step. 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 We're going to try to keep the same distance. And then he's just going to block. We're going to get to the end. After I do my last strike, he's going to turn around and do the strikes, and I'm going to block. So going slowly, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, he comes in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? Again. 1, 2. All right? Go easy. Get the rhythm. Once you feel like you can pick it up, this is a blast. We're going to throw a kick in here in a minute.
This last one is called 3. This one's a lot of fun. It's a little more entertaining, I guess you'd say. So we're going to break it up into a couple of pieces. But it's going to start with James coming in. He's going to do side ahead, both sticks on the top. And he's going to step each time. I'm going to step back on the first 2 and then cut through on the last one. So we're going to start just slowly. He's going to step in. I'm going to step back and block. He comes in. I step back and block. Now he's going to do a big double overhead and really step in. I step by, cut to the stomach. All right? Yes, with both sticks. So once again, 1, 2, step close and cut. So I want to end up as he steps. He's just taking one step, by the way. He takes his big step, I'm here. I want to end up with both of these pointed. Once again, I always keep the tip pointed at him. I don't end up out here. I don't end up like this yet. At the end of the move, I've cut, and I'm here. All right, let's just do that for a minute, and then we'll go to the last half. Okay.
I could win yet?
All right, so we've had the first part. Step back block, come through. Now, I'm going to do a little step back. I'm going to step forward and step back, and I'm going to do a double hit. James is just going to take 2 steps back, block, and sort of parry down. I carry my strike through. I'm wound up for the next one. He's going to have to take 2 steps back again. Again. Now I come straight over and block. He's going to block and teep, which we're also going to work on tomorrow. He's going to block and kick. And kick me back. Okay, once again. So I want you to think of it in 3s. He's going to feed 3. Then I get a feed. I'm sorry, don't think of it in 3s. He's going to feed 3. I'm going to feed 4. He's going to kick. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Last one is straight down. He blocks and teeps at the same time. All right? Now, after he blocks and teeps, he comes in with the feed. I block, throw off, round kick to the back. We won't add the last part in. Let's see if we can get through this. 1, 2, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Block, throw off, round kick to the back. When you block like this, don't block like this. Your fingers will hurt. It's that same energy going out like this.
Previously, we saw White in an off lead. Here we're going to see him in a more conventional lead versus a fighter with 2 sticks. Here he handles Skin's early flurry well and begins to press his attack. He'll be looking to bring Skin's guard up high. Skin switches lead. White fakes high again, comes down with a nice whack across Skin's quad and backs out. However, leaves his lead hand out for a shot there. And one more shot right there. Skin's backhand caveman combination is interrupted by White's sweep, teep, and caveman of his own. Boom, right there in the head. A nice shot, stunning Skins momentarily. White sees an advantage, closes with his teep again, and then follows up with a nice knee to the ribs.
This fight is here for 3 reasons. In the single stick section, we saw how placing the power side in the rear, the off lead, presents safety issues for the lead hand and for the head. By putting another stick in the lead hand, yellow neatly solves that problem. The fighters move away from a gopher hole and continue. Black's looking for angles, but yellow's solid structure provides no openings. This brings us to the second point about this structure. It's very powerful. It's very easy for yellow to safely throw big bombs that keep black at a long distance. For black to think about closing, he's going to have to take some big chances to get across the distance. Again, he just moves out of the way of the power shots. The third point is that when a fighter can back the other fighter up in open spaces, that may not make much of a difference, but in close quarters, that can make a big difference. At this point here, yellow shifts into the power side forward. Black tries getting his game going. But yellow keeps driving.
Here we're going to see how close quarters makes for much more stick engagement.
These men are working with heavy weapons. Here Black is going to strike White's lead stick on a merge angle for the disarm.
Watch how Black tries to step on the stick to control it and kick it away from his opponent, keeping him at bay. White, aware of that, shoots his own shot out, drops down, switches sticks, grabs this one on the floor, blocks Black's shot, and is out.
Nice ambidexterity there. Another heavy exchange.
Both fighters drawing upon Krabi and other styles that they've worked on.
In the next exchange here, you're going to see several nice details. Good rib shot, sizes things up, comes in again. Exchange. On the way out on a triangle, nice right kick to the rib, and he's out. Again, Black is going to look for that front stick disarm in a moment, but this time, White's hip to the trick. There.
Another heavy exchange, White acknowledging a shot. Here White draws up Black's guard, drops right down, nice shot to the quad. Crowd likes that one.
And he presses the advantage. Crashing in and driving. Loses one stick, flows into dos manos structure here, the final strike. Striking Black through the breastplate into the heart. A very stunning shot. So now that one that hit you on the top of the head there? Yellow continues to apply the crashing footwork if the fights go outside. Here he closes behind a roof thrust. White moves off the line though, forcing Yellow to break off the attack, but not for long.
Yellow surprises White coming up here with a nice shot to the face, covering a lot of distance in a relatively short amount of time.
A lot of glide in his stride. Few people can generate this much drive across this much distance, and White is caught off guard. As Yellow catches up, he lands a strong knee and takes White down and establishes very dominant position for the stick grapple. As was discussed in the opening of the attacking block video, White's skull was cracked during this fight. This is an interesting fight on several levels. Black is a lefty, Yellow is a righty. Here, an unmatched lead, each man has his power hand forward. After establishing distance with some power swings, Yellow's going to go to the off lead. So even though both men are going to be in a left lead, Right's power hand is in the rear, and Left's power hand is in the front. This makes for a very interesting fight structurally.
Yellow will continue to bombard Black with heavy double stick swings, power shots all the way through.
It may look like Black's rear hand, his right, is down much of the time, but actually if you look, it's in a perfect chamber to cover with a roof kind of a motion against the big power rights. This allows his left hand to be in play, his power hand to be in play from the front position. Interesting structure. As he moves off the triangle, he shields and hits on the merge angle, knocking the stick out of Yellow's right hand. Yellow promptly shifts his left stick to his right hand, and now he's in a right lead.
This forces Yellow to change his game a little bit. Black now is going to have the advantage of making Yellow think twice before coming in.
Shielding behind the right, looking for the knee shot to the outside of the leg. Yellow has to be conscious of this.
Looks like Black's trying to prevent Yellow from getting to his stick too and dries him off.
Now here's going to be a very interesting technical motion. Yellow shifts to his off lead. He's going to come crashing through. This time, Black shields with the left, hits with the right, and a nice follow-up with his power hand from the front position zings Yellow nicely. This is high-level technical fighting from both men.
Close to the old nuts there.